This presentation reviews the passive voice. So the form of the passive voice has two pieces to it. It has a form of be, so that second column, am, is, are, was, were, has, have, had, been, all of those are forms of the verb be. And then we use some kind of past participle. That's the third column, used and seen. Used, of course, is an example of a regular verb, and seen is an example of an irregular verb. So how do we change a sentence from active to passive voice? Here's an example. Dr. Jones discovered the dinosaur bones. The first thing we do is we make the object of this sentence the subject of the new sentence. So there's the object. It becomes the subject, the dinosaur bones. Use the verb be in the same tense as the main verb. So there's the main verb. Now let's put that in the same tense. We know that discovered is past tense. What is be in the past tense? Well, we have a choice between was and were. And since our subject is now the dinosaur bones, we need to choose were, not was. And then we just add the past participle of the main verb, discovered. In this case, it's a regular verb, so it looks just like the verb in the main sentence. You can add by plus the agent if it's necessary. So we're just going to add the subject if we think it's important. In this case, by Dr. Jones. We want to know who made the discovery, so we'll keep the agent. So let's change another one from the active to the passive voice. Farmers use nitrogen to fertilize fields. The verb is use, and it's in the simple present tense. The object is nitrogen. That will be the new subject of the sentence, so we begin with nitrogen. Then we need the verb be in the simple present tense, because use is in the simple present tense. Nitrogen is used to fertilize the fields. There's be in the simple present tense, and the past participle, used. Don't be confused with the ed on used. That isn't past time, that's the past participle. In the passive sentence, it's the verb be, or is in this case, that tells us that it's the passive voice. Someone stole the bike from the bike rack. Notice this sentence is in the simple past time, so your answer has to have the simple past form of be. The bike was stolen from the bike rack. We dropped someone because we don't need to know that. The workers have prepared the reports. So this sentence is in the present perfect tense. What is the present perfect of be? Well, we could use have or has, and the new subject, the reports, will require us to use have. The reports have been prepared. So here's the difference between an active voice verb in the present perfect, have prepared, and the passive voice verb in the present perfect, have been prepared. Here's another sentence. Researchers have found a cure for the disease. This is in the present perfect in the active voice. What's the new subject? a cure. The subject will be a cure for the disease. When that becomes the subject, we have to make sure that the verb agrees. In this case, has. A cure has been found. So in the active sentence, researchers is plural, and we use the helping verb have. In the passive sentence, the subject is singular, a cure. So we need to use the singular form, has. How about a question? Why did they throw away the food? So first you have to decide the tense, and we know this is simple past because we're using the helping verb did. What is be in the simple past? Well, it could be was or were, depending on the new subject. The food was. Now we need to make that in a question. Why was the food thrown away? So in the original, did throw, active voice, becomes was thrown in the passive voice. How about a question? Why did they throw away the food? So first you have to decide the tense, and we know this is simple past because we're using the helping verb did. What is be in the simple past? Well, it could be was or were, depending on the new subject. The food was. Now we need to make that in a question. Why was the food thrown away? So in the original, did throw, active voice, becomes was thrown in the passive voice.